Welcome to our weekly Mitzvah Shabbos program. A few months ago I mentioned that sometimes the 50 years that Rabbi Midel worked with the Rebbe on publications on one table, so the Rebbe told him different stories that's not written and certain things from other Rabbeim, whatever. So, and also answers from the people asked, and he discussed it, and the Rebbe told him, and the Rabbi Midel asked questions. But some of them are written letters, some of them are not. So today I'm going to share with you just a few letters, or what Rabbi Midel wrote down. You know, he used to come home every day and write down notes that he heard from the Rebbe. Some of them are known, some of them are not known. So I thought today I will share with you some things, some questions that people asked and the Rebbe answered. So we know the Rebbe's opinion on certain things, because maybe many people have this question. The person asked, is it a sin not to like everything in the world? You must love, he writes, everything that Hashem created. So the Rebbe answered, Hashem created everything, so it's certain that the Eibishter likes everything. It says, Vayara Hashem Kitev. The Eibishter saw everything in the world was created on the 6 days, and God said it was good, so it's good. Then the Rebbe says to him, I don't know if this is a letter. Yeah. He also created common sense. The Eibishter created the person should have common sense. And everything is created for a specific purpose. Therefore, everything must fulfill its purpose in accordance with the Eibishter, the way he designed to do a good job. L'mashal, common sense. Hashem created things that are necessary to sustain. That we know. Bread, water, things that people have. No. Hashem also created poison. So l'churi can say poison is not good. But sometimes you do need poison. Sometimes you have to have poison, a certain poison in certain medicine. Medicine, l'mashal, is very important. A doctor gives you a pill. But if you take that pill, and if you take 20 pills, can you say, well, Hashem created it, it's good. But it's not good. But the Eibishter, that is good. Medicine is good. But it depends on the person. It's not what the Eibishter made. The Eibishter made everything is good. The sun is good. It's healthy, certain things. The sun is also, God forbid, can make a person sick. Too much sun. It depends on the Mekabel. It doesn't depend on the Eibishter. The Rebbe says over here. Water is very important. But what happens if you have a flood and it fills up the whole house? So water is not good. Fire. There's a lot of things. Everything is good. The Eibishter made. But it depends on us. Depends on the Mekabel. Like it says, the person has to have common sense and to know when to use it and when not to use it. So if the person knows and learns Torah and he follows the Torah, he knows what to do and what not to do. And b'chlal, you need, the word is the Rebbe answered here, common sense. So the answer is that everything the Eibishter created is good. This reminds me, I forgot where I saw it. Shlomo HaMelech, who was the smartest person that ever lived, he wore a ring. And on his ring it says Gimel Zayin Yud. Gam Zu Yavor. Like you say, what is it that makes a sad person happy and a happy person sad? What is it? Gam Zu Yavor. A person can be rich today nachas from his children, gesund, everything. Let's hope. Who knows what's going to be tomorrow? It'll also pass. The opposite. A person is not well, let's say a person is poor, a person has problems. Tomorrow might change. Gamza Yavor. The only thing is Torah mitzvahs. So the Rebbe said, from Tzemach Tzedek, Trach gut wird sein gut. Everything is good. Think good. Everything is good. Think positive. But when you think good, what do you mean good? Good is Torah. Good means Torah. Torah mitzvahs. It's the only thing is good in this world. Because everything is temporary. The whole world. So when a person thinks this way, then a person will always be b'simcha. And always know that everything's for the good. There is the Rebbe doesn't say it here, but I remember a sikha from the Rebbe, different between Nochem Ish Gamzu and Rabbi Akiva. It's a famous Nochem Ish Gamzu. He was, I think, the Rebbe of Rabbi Akiva. He said, Gamzu l'toiva. What happened is he was sent as a shlichus to give the king of Rome a box of avonim toivisum argolius, very precious stones. So that night, robbers came, stole the stones, and put in earth. So he went to the king. Imagine you give a king earth. It could be a minor b'malchus. It could chas v'sholem gives a king earth. So he went to the king with the earth. They opened up the box, and he saw earth. So Eliyahu came and said to the king that with this earth, Avram Avinu won all the wars. Years ago, there was every other day there was a war, not like now. So by throwing, suddenly they threw the earth and they won the war. So he was saved. So he says, Gamzul l'toiva. If he would have given the stones, precious stones, maybe the king wouldn't accept it. Who knows? But this he accepted. Rabbi Akiva, I think Rabbi Akiva says that he went once, he took a candle, he went for a trip to a city. He took a candle, and he took a rooster, and he took a donkey. So the candle he took is to see light, to learn Torah. A donkey to schlep his belongings. And a rooster to listen, to wake him up. To wake him up to learn Torah. To wake him up. The Rebbe says nowadays, when you go for a trip, you take a checkbook or a toothbrush. But Rabbi Akiva didn't. So he went to the city, they didn't let him in. So he went to sleep in the field. A wind came and put out the candle, and a lion came and ate up the rooster. And what happened tonight? That night in that city, robbers came, and they and if the candle would be burned, then they would see Rabbi Akiva. It would be terrible. And if the lion wouldn't eat up the rooster, they would make noise, and the robbers would hear. So Rabbi Akiva said, "Kol mad rachamano letav of the everything that the Torah does is for the good." So we see that everything. So this is the answer that the Rebbe answered this person. So we should know that alts is good. Another thing which I saw, this is, somebody asked about Shirayim. Shirayim means, the Pelush Rebbe's give Shirayim. So somebody asked Rebbe, this is not a letter. This is what the Rebbe told Rabbi Mindel, that he's surprised that person asked, is unaware that Chabad is not a minhag Chabad. This is not a Chabad minhag. And then the Rebbe explained to him over here the foundation where it comes from. Rabbi Yochanan was about Sudas Mitzvah, that's where it comes from. But this is not a minhag Chabad. The Rebbe says here, there was a Maise, the Rebbe Marash. Rebbe Marash was in time of Tzemach Tzedek. He was in business. Was walking in the market. So he met Reb Sholem Belzer. He was blind. Anyways, also the market. So Reb Sholem Belzer took him around, and he told him the secret of Shirayim, 1,000 words a minute. I don't know what that means. But we see Shirayim means something. But that's not Chabad Minhag. So we should know that the Rebbe says he's surprised that person, he told Rabbi Mindel, even asked, the Rebbe gives out, let's say, Kosher Bracha, that's something else. Or the Rebbe gives Erev Yom Kippur, or Shan Rabbi, that's not called Shirayim. But you know, the Pelish, the Rabbeim, big Rabbeim, they take Shirayim, fish for example, with the hands, and they eat with the hands, and they give it to people, dafke with the hands, not with a fork. Why? Because, let's say fish, it says, Digei hayom biyadchem nitanu. Fish was given with the hands. It's supposed to be chumash. And also, Shabbos, they want to touch, it's a tainug, it's a pleasure to eat, so they want to touch the food. Shouldn't be through a fork. Anyways, this is their minhag, but if it's their minhag, it's probably a holy minhag, and somebody to do what they have to do. Und der Rebbe is a helpful, but that's not a Chabad minhag, Shirayim. So that's why when the Rebbe left to Fabringen, and people started to grab from the table, Shirayim, I don't know if that's, I don't know. I don't think it's not our minhag. Now somebody asked, the Rebbe told him, about Chaloimis. Now I'll read over here what Rabbi Mindel wrote. Someone asked, he's interested in dreams. So here it's important to know, because many people today, they have stories of dreams, even stories that the Rebbe came to them. Does it mean anything? Do dreams mean anything? No, this is what the Rebbe answered. So the Rebbe says, tell him, I am surprised that he's looking for new interest at a time when God has given him such a merit to serve whatever job he had. Since you're interested in dreams, so the Rebbe says, I will answer you. One general and basic view is that a person sees in a dream what he has been contemplating in his heart during the day. In other words, what psychologists and dream experts think is something that they discovered has already been stated in the Gemara thousands of years ago. Then the Rebbe says, in a higher level of a dream, there is a type of a dream which has an aspect of prophecy. To attain this level, a person must be highly purified, both spiritually and physically, and so on. That means if you have a dream of something good, you have to be in a high level. In our level, on a lower level, there are dreams whose purpose is nothing more than confusion and distract a person, and are related to useless and negative activities and thoughts during the day. In this category of dreams, we have the reference in it says, dreams tell nonsense. That is to say, they have no substance except to distract a person. So we see now that this is the answer for people that have dreams. If we are in a high level, of course, a level of Yosef HaTzadik, or levels different. But in our level, dreams mean nothing. So people that have dreams, some people have dreams about the Rebbe came to them in a dream. I don't know, according to this, to me it doesn't seem like anything. One more thing I want to mention, that an answer about Koilel. Somebody asked the Rebbe, he's married for 10 years, 15 years, he has children, and he's in chinuch with children, but he wants to go back to learn. He has enough money. He wants to go to Koilel. So here what the Rebbe thinks over here. Even though Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, the highest thing is learning, nevertheless, there can be a situation where other things take precedence over it. I have in mind the situation of our present day Jewish youth, a situation which is pikuach nefesh. And there are three categories. The Rabbi says here, when a person gets married and he's in Torah, so he can choose Torah. Some people are more in communal work, mitzvahs. Some people are in chinuch. So that option can be considered only when one is in the beginning of the road, when he gets married and is making choice. But you, however, since you are already in chinuch, saving children from intermarriage, you are matzliach, your option has already been decided by Hashgacha Pratis. I can see no justification for you to abandon this sacred work of God, God forbid. But as you're right, you have a strong desire, so maybe you could take off in the middle a few hours. But B'chlal, you should know that you have to stay. So it depends who you are. So the Rebbe says here, remember, we're not talking about chinuch that to make from a small lamdan to a big lamdan, which is also a great thing. But we're talking about the kind of chinuch that pushes to help assimilation. That how can you leave Talmud Torah connected kulam, but assimilation. Now this reminds me that the Rebbe, I think, mentioned to Rabbi Mindel, the Frierdiker Rebbe told the Rebbe is a masmid. In the early years, the Rebbe wanted to sit and learn when he came to America. So the Frierdiker Rebbe said to him, "Sie brennt a fire." So when you heard that, he knew that he has to get involved in Merkez, in Kohasi, publication, everything. But Be'emes, the Rebbe's Indian, is sit and learn. But now, imagine there's a fire burning and you're sitting and learning. You have to close the Gemara and go. So this is the Rebbe answered him. So this is good to know. Then the Rebbe gives him L'kutei Torah. He says to him, "Tzedakah treimim goy, sha'idei nisina tzedakah nasa libu moichi zakim elef pamim kocho." It's clear that this drush also means spiritual, such as chinuch activity. In great schus of your continuing this area will bring you extraordinary atzlocha in Torah studies, and you'll be matzliach whatever you do, and you'll be happy. The Rebbe gives the brachas. So this is also a lesson for us. If a person wants to, is a chinuch and take a chinuch, not to make somebody a teacher. I don't know. But if somebody pushes to go out in the world and he helps people from intermarriage and he wants to go back to learn, I don't think this is what the Rebbe's opinion is. So, Mirz Hashem, this is it's a few things that I thought I would share with you. Mirz Hashem, next week we'll continue our weekly program. Thank you.